One episode's ending sold it on me, and another episode's ending I felt let down. The Mark of Gideon. So, the Enterprise is en route to Gideon, a planet filled with apparently an alien race of recluses who don't have anything to do with anybody outside of the planet. They don't have diplomatic ties to anybody. They've never let anybody on the planet before. But for the first time, they are accepting an envoy from the Federation. Who is to lead that but our good man, Captain Kirk. They only wanted Kirk to come down, so they give him coordinates. He beams down. But when Kirk rematerializes, he finds himself back on the Enterprise, but he appears to be the only person on the Enterprise. Meanwhile, Spock is trying to figure out what happened to the captain because he didn't make it to the planet's surface, and it becomes this almost comedic to a certain extent. I felt like back and forth between him and the head council member of the Gideon government, and Spock trying to get permission to come to the planet to find the captain, and just this back and forth. It was almost comedic to a certain extent. But what I really enjoyed about the episode was the part where Kirk is by himself on the Enterprise. It was very spooky, kind of eerie, and kind of felt like a very Twilight Zone type of episode. It has that Twilight Zone sort of feel. But then Kirk meets Odana, and then that's when, for me, I start really losing interest, because now you've basically, let's be honest, we've put a forced female quasi-romantic element into the episode because Kirk has to have that, apparently. The whole point was to get her sick from a disease that Kirk had at one point, because the problem that Gideon really has is they have a serious situation of overpopulation. You see these images of people like walking like this in the episode because people are so crammed together. There's so many of them, and that was sort of the social commentary in this episode. Was supposed to be a question of the issue of overpopulation on the planet. And again, this goes back to my whole thing of sometimes these social commentary episodes are not always the best. Some of the best episodes, I feel, are episodes that are not social commentaries, but I digress. Yeah, so for me, the best parts of the episode was really in the middle, where it was just Kirk by himself, and it was very sort of eerie, this whole feeling. But after you introduce this female character, and like it becomes this whole thing about having to get her sick or whatever to introduce disease or death, and the ending wrapped up a nice bow. I'm not saying I don't like happy endings, but this, again, it goes back to, I feel like the episode could have been so much better, and it really wasn't. I mean, a 3 out of 5. It's not a bad episode per se, but I just feel like the better parts of the episode were in the middle, and then the ending sort of was like, let's wrap this shit up. Let's put a nice little bow on it, pretty girl, whatever, moving on. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. So what do you guys think? This whole idea of overpopulation, you think that's something, a real issue that we've got? Is this, are we really running out of food and resources to feed the human beings that are populating this planet every single day? What do you guys think? I mean, that's sort of a weird question to ask, I guess, but I mean, I don't really know. I mean, we are able to create all kinds of things with limited resources with technology, and yet, there are people going hungry in this world. So some people say it is a problem, some people say it's not a problem. What do you guys think? I know it was sort of a weird question, but it got me sort of thinking watching this episode. If you notice I'm wearing the same shirt from the last episodes, because I'm recording a bunch of episodes back to back, only so we can catch us up from things I've missed. Just spent the last month and a half or so, acclimating myself to my new position at work. It's been very stressful, very tiring, very time-consuming. So I thank you all for your patience, for everyone who stuck around, and we will try to soldier on with more of the challenge, more episodes of Star Trek The Original Series, and more of me ranting about random shit that I just want to talk about. And that's how it's going to be, guys. So if you enjoyed my review, make sure you hit that like button, favorite, share, Facebook, Twitter, however you do it. If you missed my last episode, it'll be right over there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you can join right over here. Next time, yeah, I look now. Whatever. And next time, I'll be watching That Which Survives. So we'll see you then in the challenge. Bye, guys.